I was hitchhiking through northern Maine when he picked me up, a long-haul trucker driving a weathered red Peterbilt. It was somewhere along Route Forest 27 between Blackwood and Ashland. I'd been walking for 4 hours. The sky was darkening and the roadside was nothing but forest. Some kind of protected land, I think. Cars sped past without even slowing down. If anything, they hit the gas as soon as they saw me, like they were trying to get away. This guy was different. He stopped about 100 feet ahead, leaned out the passenger window, and shined a flashlight at me. The sun had just dipped below the horizon, not quite night, but fading fast. And the whole way I walked toward the truck, that flashlight beam never left me. When I reached him, he didn't unlock the door. We exchanged a few words, and he looked me over real hard. Then, without warning, he told a joke. I was exhausted, but something about him felt genuine. I laughed, at first out of politeness, then for real. He saw that and finally unlocked the door. "Get in," he said. As we rolled along, he kept glancing at me. We talked about random things. I was starting to feel a little uneasy. Then he asked me straight out, what was I doing out here at this hour? I told him I was headed for Barrenton, hitchhiking, got stuck on the road because no one would stop. He smirked, said I was lucky it was him who picked me up. Then he told me this. After dark, this stretch of 27 gets real empty. Locals won't stop for anyone, not after sunset. If it's daytime, maybe, if they recognize the face. I grew up around here, I know these roads. I've driven every one of them. Once it's dark, anyone walking gets past. People say they're not normal passengers. He said it wasn't just a ghost story, more like a local legend, something that had been passed around since his childhood. Back in the 50s, there was a sawmill out here, built near the woods. Prison labor got brought in from all over. The place was remote, so security was lazy. Where were they gonna run? Well, one day, a whole crew went missing. 12 inmates vanished. They called in the military to search. After a week or so, they started finding them. One at a time. Turns out the group split. Some were caught early, but 4 had stuck together, 3 older cons and a young guy. The kid was different. Son of some party official, got sent up for something minor. 5 years maybe, but the others got in his head. Warnings went out in the local papers, stay out of the forest, watch for escapees. But when they started catching the runaways, things got strange. They all said the same thing, those 3 older guys weren't right. Each one who got caught had a worse story than the last. The way they talked about the 3 was chilling, and when only those 4 were left, the cops panicked. You ever heard the term canned meat in prison? It means someone kept alive just long enough to be eaten. The last guy said they ran out of food, and those 3 started eyeing their emergency supply. The kid's father went nuts, joined the search teams himself. They found the boy too late. The hunger got him first, but here's the part that stuck with me. They were less than a mile from the highway. They nearly made it. After that, higher-ups gave the order, shoot to kill, and they did. Found the 3 hiding in a swamp, thinking no one would bother looking there. They were caught mid-meal, didn't even get to finish cleaning the bones. Bodies were loaded onto an old tracked vehicle, but it sank in the bog on the way back. Driver barely escaped. They left it there, just let it sink. A season later, people started going missing. At first it was hikers, then anyone walking the road alone at night. Later, abandoned cars. Always the same, driver door open, headlights still on, no one around, like they got out and just disappeared. Cops thought it was bandits, set up patrols, nothing. Locals had their own theories. They said the things in the woods weren't done eating. Once word got out, no one stopped for hitchhikers, not anymore. Sometimes they'd still see them standing alone on the shoulder, but people kept driving, especially locals. They said if your headlights hit them just right, you'd see the eyes. Big, bright, shining like dinner plates. The longer they go without food, the wider those eyes get. That's why I hit you with the flashlight. I needed to be sure. Another driver told me something once. Said he stopped out of kindness. Didn't know the stories. He was in a big cab, so the figure couldn't reach the window right away. But it stood by the door and said, "Please, man, open up, I'm begging you." He almost rolled down the glass, just like I did with you. But then something felt off. He hit the gas, and something slammed the door so hard it tore the panel, ripped it like a blade had gone through it. That guy didn't stop driving till sunrise, found the nearest rest stop with other drivers and stayed put. When he checked the door in daylight, it wasn't a dent. It was a gash, like claws. Some say bones still show up out in the bogs, clean, stacked, sometimes with tools next to them, shanks made from nails. A group of foreign tourists vanished a few years ago. Cops combed the woods, found nothing but stripped remains. After that, it went quiet again. Maybe they got full, or maybe they moved on. I'd never seen anything myself, not until that night. We were rolling down the road, just the two of us, alone in that truck. I was half asleep, leaning on the window, watching the trees blur by. Then I saw them. Two glowing eyes in the forest, tracking us, keeping pace with the truck. Watching me, I froze. The driver had gone quiet. His face was pale. He stared straight ahead. Then we saw it, a figure on the side of the road, and I didn't know whether to shrink into the seat or press against the glass and try to see it better. The driver whispered, "You're real lucky I picked you up." The figure's eyes glowed like a cat's staring into our headlights. We passed by fast, and for a second it was just a blur, but I heard something, a howl far off, disappointed. Then something hissed next to my door. I looked and heard it say, "Let him out, we won't hurt you. He's ours, our catch. Why'd you pick him up?" The driver clenched his jaw and floored it. We didn't speak again for a while. Later, he cursed and slammed the horn. I jumped. A sedan coming from the opposite direction suddenly swerved. Something had run across the road. I saw the people inside, driver, woman, child, all terrified. They barely missed the thing. They stopped in the middle of the road. We didn't. I looked in the side mirror and saw them, figures circling the car just outside the light. If you ever find yourself driving through northern Maine on Route Forest 27 between Blackwood and Ashland, never stop after sunset. Never. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to the channel. I release new creepy tales regularly and they only get scarier. Don't miss out.